Okay, welcome back to Ripe Avocados. Today we are going to review Ballerina from the world of John Wick. So, with that being said, if you don't want any spoilers, just skip on the timestamp, whether you're listening on podcast or watching on YouTube. Just skip to the scores section and you won't get it spoiled. But with that being said, we're going to jump into it and talk about Ballerina.
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day.
So the movie Ballerina, in the title, it's from the John Wick universe, and it follows Ana de Armas as a little child at first. Her dad gets killed, and this is basically your typical John Wick movie. She's seeking revenge. She's hunting down the people that killed her father, ruined her life. And apparently it's this giant cult that has taken over this entire city, and literally every one of the citizens is an elite assassin. And like any other John Wick movie, Ana de Armas charges in there, guns a-blazing, kills some motherfuckers, torches them up. We see John Wick come in too. I mean, dude, this movie was just so great. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, it's Ana de Armas fucking up some shit. So, entertainment, I went. What do you think? How high do you think I went here?
I don't know.
I went 9.5.
Wow. Respect. I went 8.5.
Okay. Characters, I went 7.8.
Characters, I went 7.9.
Damn, right on point there. Cinematography's next. I went 8.1 there.
Cinematography, I went 9.0.
And then writing, I went 7.8.
Writing, I went 6.0.
Just leave. So let's do the entertainment first. I mean, I'll start it off. This movie was fucking crazy. They do such a good job of not dumbing down any dialogue. It's just so minimal, and this movie was just sick. The pacing I thought was fantastic. They constantly push the mold of what crazy shit can we make Eve Macaro in this instance do to just push the realm further and further. I mean, I don't even know if I can pick out one moment that I thought was the coolest part, but just that T-bone stunt.
I know what the coolest part was.
The flamethrower part was fucking awesome. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, when she RKOs a dude with a satchel of grenades over a table and just explodes him.
That whole sequence was fucking sick. I mean, she was nade shot basically for 10 minutes, and I thought the coolest stunt though in the whole movie, and I should have looked this up before, but we're stupid. We just watch the movies and tell you how good they were. When she's just leaving that wreckage or absolute carnage on like the penthouse of some high rise, and she's pulling knives from carcasses, walking out of the elevator, and gets in her car, backs up, and there's some corpse on her bumper, and then just starts driving down the street, gets T-boned, immediately is a machine gun is shooting at her. That looked like a real stunt to me too. That shit was crazy. And even when she's in the armory, dude, she just gets like lit up immediately, and I loved it. It was just non-stop action. It was exactly what I signed up for.
And I'm glad you brought up the armory scene too, because that was one scene that stuck in my mind. Was in so many of these action movies, James Bond, the John Wick movies, you see him in the armory checking out the guns, and it's super sick. The cinematography is always cool looking down the sights. But at the end of the day, it's like, how many times can we see that same scene over and over again? This was like the first time I've seen people attack them while they're in the like montage of checking out the guns, and it was so dope.
Dude, I thought at first that Frank, who was an awesome character, he just wanted to be Frank with her.
Yeah,
with the
no, that
with
was
the
hilarious.
audience. I was cracking up. That another thing. This movie was so funny. Like so many of these lines hit. I'm laughing when she's pulling knives out of these carcasses. Like I don't know. I think I was supposed to be doing that, but it's super cruel, but it's fucking hilarious at the same time. I thought Frank misfired a gun though, and then I was like, holy shit, they're getting. This
Ambushed?
is gonna be yeah, they're getting fucking ambushed right now. There was just no dull moments in the entire thing, and that's what an action movie should be.
Before going into the movie, I asked my friends that I was watching it with what the kill count they think would be. And I really wish I was counting, but I mean, she murdered a whole city. Like,
yeah,
it was
it
insane.
had at least 100, I would say.
I was definitely thinking 70 plus. But it's hard to tell too because she was just setting off claymores and throwing grenades. Like,
it's so funny how normalized the behavior is in this world that we know as John Wick, where these assassins just treat this like a 9 to 5. It's fucking hilarious. They're sitting in the Continental, the price goes up, and they're like, "All right, time to go."
Yeah, exactly. They're like, fuck it. You know what? I get the rules of the Continental, but for double the price, $4 million, let's go kill this motherfucker. I will say one thing about the John Wick movies. I love the lore and backstory around John Wick. And they've built it up so much. Like, as people know, John Wick is Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. And I'm glad they kept that in this movie. There were multiple times where, like, John Wick pops up on the screen and the whole tone shifts. Everyone's like, holy shit, that's really John Wick. And
he's just one man.
Yeah, but if he's got a pencil, bro, he might do some damage. But there was one scene that made me crack up out loud was when Ana de Armas is in the city fighting all these cult members, killing a shit ton of them. And the Chancellor is, like, not worried. And then his right-hand man is like, oh, by the way, we lost track of John Wick. And it immediately cuts to him and Ella getting in the car and driving away. I'm like, that's incredible. Like, and also when John Wick fought Ana de Armas, like, the fact that he was just, like, toying with her. It was hilarious to see. Like, damn, this guy's a tier above everyone else. And I think that's really cool how they kept it in line.
They didn't ruin the IP of this franchise at all.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I really fucking liked, this wasn't like a girl boss movie where, what I mean by that is Ana de Armas isn't out here overpowering these dudes who are all bigger than her. And they make a point to say this when she's training. They tell her, you're weaker and smaller than everyone you're going to fight. Fight like a girl. And she does fight like a girl. And I know people probably get sick of watching these renditions of girl boss things, like The Last of Us Part 2. I know a lot of people are mad about that. But when she's, what'd you say, RKOing a dude with a sleeve of a grenade?
Yeah.
I fucking believe that. And it's not ever brought up after the fact. It's just the way she fights is a little, I would call it dirty, but it's just, it comes off so realistic, even though this world is so not realistic at all. It's just, it makes perfect sense in that way.
And the thing is, you see her get overpowered by dudes, but she still finds a way to win. Like, there are multiple instances in that nightclub scene where the group of Asian dudes come to get that Asian chick, and Ana de Armas is playing bodyguard for her. She's getting thrown around by these dudes and getting beat up, but she's able to find a way to end up killing that guy.
It's like a video game, too. She just finds objects. It's how all these movies work, though. Keanu is thrown into these unbelievable situations where he has to just fight with whatever's around him. I mean, the grenade scene was yeah, the pencil. The grenade scene was so nuts. I don't think they've ever done that in John Wick.
No, that was hilarious, too, because she could have picked up, like, there were machine guns, I probably like RPGs in there, and she just grabs like a handful of grenades and like slings them over her shoulder. It was hilarious.
If you like Call of Duty, you're gonna get maybe the biggest boner of all time watching that scene,
Yes.
especially because Ana de Armas is the one doing it too, and she's just using the door. Pause. She's using the door
that was hilarious.
to make basically Claymore exit points while she's going through this whole map. It kind of reminded me of the last John Wick, where we got that aerial view of him just going absolutely berserker in what was probably like a church or something.
It was so much fun. If you love action shooters, this is right up your alley. I will say one thing. When I watch these types of action movies, I have always wondered what it would be like to be one of the henchmen that just gets like kicked in the head and gets knocked out and is probably left alive versus the guy that Ana de Armas is beating the shit out of, shoves a grenade in his mouth, pushes him behind the door and closes it, and he just explodes everywhere. Like, to be that unlucky guy versus a guy that just gets knocked out or something. Some of these kills were crazy, this movie.
Dude, the flamethrower scene, we should probably just talk about that. That was unreal, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a flamethrower off in an action movie. But it was so fucking sick. I mean, the final boss she went up against, he put up a fair fight, I would imagine, but of course Baba Yaga had to step in and
Snipe his fuel tank or whatever.
Yeah, put him out of his misery. I mean, Eve Macaro would have handled him for sure.
For sure. The top-down shots of when she was using the flamethrower on those 5 guys in that courtyard, so sick. And it reminded me a lot of the top-down shots in John Wick 4, I think.
Yeah,
where
that's what I was just talking about.
He's going through with the shotgun with incendiary rounds, and it's just that like dragon's breath shotgun. It's so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how they don't always use the same. I mean, you watch James Bond, and I feel like it's always James Bond has a pistol, and every guy he's fighting against has an automatic weapon, until James Bond kills one of them and then takes his automatic weapon. Whereas this, I mean, Daryl Dixon is out here using a pump shotgun with a scope or whatever, and John Wick has his preferred gun, and they don't repeat a lot of things. A lot of the weaponry is unique, and they mix it up a lot.
I just can't get over how fun this movie was. I mean, plot armor galore, but at the same time, you don't watch John Wick movies for the plot. Like, you just want to see senseless action, and this gives it to us on a platter.
And I told you before we started recording, but I watched this at 10 p.m. So the actual showtime was like 10:25, 10:30, and it's a 2-hour movie. I mean, and I stayed up the whole time, and it was that good to where I did not even want to doze off. And
yeah,
I might have if it was a shitty movie. So let's do the characters. I gave this 7.8. You were right around 7.9. I mean, Eve Macaro's cool, and she's just not John Wick, obviously.
No.
But the fact that John Wick's in this movie is a plus, and we get all the old gang back together. I don't know how they got Lance Reddick in this movie, unless they just.
I saw this was the last thing he filmed before he passed.
Okay, my guess was AI, but that's where my dumb brain went to. So,
I mean, honestly,
he looks a little
like,
weird over there.
Not a bad guess. They're gonna Paul Walker him into the movie.
The thing I'll add is they're cool characters on their own. Like, John Wick is a staple in cinema, but none of their relationships to one another have any sort of big meaning to my. I don't know. Like, the connection there is just we're all working in this business or whatever. Yeah. I don't think the characters really mesh completely well. Like, the only reason John Wick likes Eve Macaro is because she talked to him one time in the lobby of the church that she was training in, and for that reason alone he doesn't kill her. But I was like, fuck it, who cares, you know?
She's also hot, so maybe he was like, maybe I can get something out of this.
I don't think John Wick has sex.
No,
Yeah.
probably not.
It's beneath him.
Well, out of respect for his wife that passed, but
Yeah,
is that John Wick outside?
it could be.
No, yeah, I gave character 7.9, and it was definitely one of the weaker scores for me, just because, as you were saying, I thought Ana de Armas was perfect as Eve. Of course, Keanu is John Wick, and you have the staples like Winston and Lance Reddick playing the concierge at the Continental, but the Chancellor was like kind of annoying, but I don't know. I didn't.
She's always annoying though.
Well, no, the Chancellor. I mean, like of the cult.
Yes. I thought you were talking about the director.
Yeah, he was the big bad, but he didn't seem like the big bad. If that kind of makes sense. Like I just wanted him dead, and Eve ends up doing that, which is fine. The biggest drop off character for me was Eve's sister. Like that was supposed to be this big twist that the sister was still alive, but there was still no real emotional connection there. The only thing was when the sister died, she was just like, "Oh, I missed you."
I thought we were gonna have a montage of them fighting together.
Yeah, but again, at the same time, it's like these are all cold-blooded assassins. So I don't want to pick and prod at these little things because Eve probably doesn't care. She literally just wants to get revenge for her dad. But yeah, that like them trying to insert that whole emotional storyline about these two sisters reuniting and then one dies, like I don't know. It came and immediately went.
Yeah, because we have to get more scenes of her just viciously killing everybody.
Yeah, that one dude that was just manning the spotlight, she like knocks him out, ties a noose around his neck, throws him over with a grenade, and he just explodes against the wall. I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. She could have just slit his neck or something.
She wanted to make a demonstration, and then you had the dude on the watchtower with like 25 different telescopes, and he was using one.
Yeah,
the whole movie. It was sick. It looked like a Call of Duty map, though, that town.
It did, yes. Very much so.
I don't know if there's really much more to add on the characters. Her dad was cool, and
Well, that opening, or the scene where he's like fighting the cult members in the house, that was fucking sick. That was a great way to kick off the movie. Just set the tone right there.
and I did like, too, how the Chancellor in that scene, I don't think I've ever seen a situation where you're about to get executed like that. I thought he was just going to die in that room, and he hands him the gun and gives him a choice or whatever. I was like,
Yeah,
whoa,
that was crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. So, and he did call him a coward right before that, and I was like, I don't know, bro. He just like let you kill him. So I was like, maybe he's not a coward. Maybe he's kind of a cool badass of a villain. But then he sort of just lets his henchmen do his bidding for him and runs away, and then gets out of the car to try and reason with female John Wick. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking there. But he really didn't have anywhere to go either.
No.
So let's do the cinematography. You had a much higher score than me. Although mine was, I had an 8.1. You were 9.0 here. So why did you think it was that elite?
I'm not gonna lie, I love how all the John Wick movies are filmed, the different camera angles it takes. Again, that top-down view is just so sick. I feel like you don't see that a lot in movies, especially gunfight movies, and they showcase it so well, especially with the flamethrowers. Like, that was fucking so sick. Seeing just the flame engulf everything as it shoots out of the nozzle. But then on top of that, the fight choreography and the gun choreography is so strict and perfect in these John Wick movies, and they didn't drop the bar in this Ballerina movie. I'm sure the training, I've seen videos of the training that Keanu Reeves has done for the John Wick movies, and I'm sure Ana de Armas went through all the same things to prepare for this movie, and she fucking killed it. Of course, Keanu kills it as John Wick, but they really knocked it out the park. Like, all the fight scenes look so fucking clean. It doesn't look like these choppy... Like, when I see a Marvel movie and I see the fight choreography now, I'm like, this shit looks so fake. But every punch, every gunshot, every stab felt heavy and real in this movie. The sound effects are incredible. Just everything about it, bro. You gotta give a 10 out of 10 for the fight choreography when she's literally Randy Orton RKOing motherfuckers. Like,
No, I just looked it up. She did do 4 months of training for strength and firearms training. So that was actually her.
That's
she used
crazy.
a stunt double for the katana scene when the building was burning down.
Yeah.
But that's cool. What I kind of did was I threw a lot of the, because those categories blend a little bit. I probably just put that a lot more in entertainment because for shits and giggles, I don't know if that's the right term, but the just to encapsulate it in one picture, the fight stuff to me is just raw entertainment, and this movie's like a slasher for action film junkies, you know?
Yeah.
It's like watching Friday the 13th. Like, you know you're going to get a lot of different kills and stuff, and
Yeah.
in this, you know you're going to get that, and they just keep inventing new ways to do it. So, I did like the cinematography. I gave it an 8-1. I think I probably just knocked it a little bit because, I mean, it's not really a knock. An 8-1's a good score, but they seemingly use the techno music. It's like a lot. They just start pumping in EDM music. They're like, all right, let's go. And I feel like they've just recycled that same track, which I understand. It's a movie franchise. It's very well established. So maybe I was just a little wanted some more original music, but I'm being very picky here. The cinematography was great. I love the overhead.
You wanted some
shots as
defying
well.
gravity as
Yeah.
she's dangling the guy from the watchtower.
Cynthia Irvia just pops out of the screen. Yeah, no, I mean it was the cinematography was good. I would definitely say this was a artsy. It's not an artsy movie, but the way they film it is not. They definitely spend a lot of time doing all these choreographic things, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
But it's an action movie.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
it's well done.
As you were talking about, that shot where she's walking out the penthouse, like walking through all the dead bodies, and you start to realize, like, oh, Eve Macaro's a fucking badass. And then that, like, far shot as she's driving away and the camera just stays there and it comes right back to you because she gets T-boned. It's just so fucking cool. I love it.
I can't wait to find the behind the scenes of how they did that because it looked like a real stunt. I'd imagine they had some sort of carpet or something on the ground, but if the stunt double actually was behind the car like
that was crazy.
That was
trying
fucking
to Fred
sick.
Flintstone the car.
Dude, I think that was the coolest like one-on-one fight she had in the whole movie. Because I just expected her to peel out of there.
And that's another scene where she kind of goes OD on the kill.
Yeah.
She, like, shoots him a couple times, snaps his arm, like, smashes his face in.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do the writing. Let's take a little shit on the writing here. I had a higher score than you. I went 7.8. Because, to be honest, I thought the Easter egg that they threw in with the sister at the beginning was something we don't usually see in John Wick. I completely forgot about it until it was revealed. And I get your point about them not exploring that relationship and showing us them fighting together and whatnot. But they did that, and then also the armory scene. I mean, they just wrote in these things that threw me off. Where I'm watching a normal action movie, I'm expecting the fight scenes to be built up and know when they're going to come. And I didn't know when they were going to come in this one, which is somewhat of an ode to the writing, I would say. And all in all, there are glaring plot holes that we can mention. I don't know why they murdered the other two people in the Continental when Ana de Armas said she didn't kill anybody, because they didn't kill anybody either. Nobody died there. Daryl Dixon and his daughter both got away, so that made no sense. Also, her just getting into the town in general didn't really make sense. I thought they were going to just... Why didn't they just, like, shoot her car and capture her immediately? Because they probably recognize everybody's car there or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, fuck it. It just doesn't matter. And that's why these movies are so awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's why my entertainment score is so much higher than my writing. Like, if if since we're grading the writing category, I just have to like nitpick on little things, but I fucking love the movie as a whole. But I mean the plot armor was slightly bothering me. Like at a certain point I'm like, hey, everyone, let's stand back, I don't know, 20 feet, get in a semicircle and just all shoot her at the same time. Like let's not walk into this tight little hallway where you know she's like in the armory. You know she's got access to all the weapons in the world. Let's not all single file walk down there. Let's just wait. We know the exits. We know the layout of this place. Right? We know the map.
There was also like 20 flamethrowers that the final boss is looking at. He's like, oh shit, I got one. Like, why didn't a bunch of them get flamethrowers? They'll probably do that in the next one.
Also, if that dude, I don't know, didn't pick up a flamethrower and just picked up a shotgun, he probably would have killed her.
Yeah.
Or any other gun. But, and the thing I love about John Wick movies is when the main hero, whether it's John Wick or whether it's Eve Macaro in this movie, run out of ammo, the people she's fighting also have seemed to have lost their gun. Because they can't just shoot her from like 10 feet away. They have to engage in hand-to-hand combat, which I respect, because then the movie goes on. But
and every time they get shot, it's never in like a crucial artery. Or they get stabbed, it's like on the edge of their body, so they're always fine.
Oh yeah,
and good enough to just keep absolutely killing people at full brute force. You know.
Well, yeah, they are trained killers, and maybe the adrenaline's running. But overall, I mean, it's the plot armor is a little ridiculous, but as you were saying, it's a John Wick movie. I don't give two shits.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The biggest piece of plot armor too is how come what's the name of John Wick's organization? The
like Ruska Roma or something like that.
So it seems like the Ruska Roma just could absolutely wipe out this cult. They have John Wick and her, and like nobody can kill any of them. Just send those two guys, and you're good. You know?
Actually, though, that's actually a fantastic point. The Ruska Roma's so worried about getting into a war with this cult.
Why?
They have two of the most OP people of all time.
Yeah, their KDs are infinite at this point in the movie. It gets diminished a little bit after John Wick 4, spoilers, but up until now, they literally have like thousands of kills and no deaths. It's
also,
crazy.
So this movie takes place during John Wick 3.
Was it 1?
No, it takes place during John Wick 3.
So what's the sequence then when John Wick's in the hallway and the director asks him about the puppy? She says it's all because of a puppy, and then he looks up and sees Eve.
Yeah, because
there was time lapses though, so it could have been multiple.
There were a couple time lapses, but all I know is because I looked this up too, and also in a trailer that came out, it said that the events of Ballerina take place during John Wick 3. But
yeah, but there were time jumps though.
Yeah,
that also had to have been in the first movie because there's only a dog
maybe
thing
that
in
one
the first
scene.
Movie.
Yeah. Because I mean, all the 4 John Wick movies take place over like 6 months, or some small amount of time. So, which is insane. He's got like 7,000 bodies over the course of 6 months.
Like 35 bullet wounds.
Also, but that's the thing. Like you were saying, you made a good point. Like John Wick, Baba Yaga, Boogeyman. Right below him has to be Eve Macaro with her kill count because she's now murdered like that
one
whole
village.
city of cults, or the cult that apparently everyone is afraid of. So like, Eve is right behind John Wick. That's what it sounds like.
The next movie is just going to be that Chancellor's boss.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be there watching it opening night. It's going to be sick.
I cannot wait.
And because Keanu must... Oh, sorry. Finish your thought?
No, I was just going to say that they set up the sequel because now Eve has this big bounty on her head. So
yeah,
she's probably going to kill all of New York City.
It's gonna be another 3 to 4 movies of this, and I'm all for it. And Keanu must love doing them because he was in a good amount of this movie. I didn't look at my watch, but he's probably in it for like 20 to 25 minutes. It's not just one little cameo, which I was expecting, and that was a great addition to it. And
Yeah.
they really hide it in the trailer, and I've seen a lot of people comment about how bad this movie was marketed, and I do kind of agree. And that's why we're doing this. So we're giving this a final score here of an 8.1, which is very high, especially for an action movie. It's definitely 1,000% better than the Mission Impossible we did a couple weeks ago, I would say.
Yes.
I mean, the stunts in that movie are crazy, but there's two of them, and then there's 2,000 kills in this movie. So this movie is fucking awesome, and I would just definitely go see it if you like that kind of movie, or even if you don't, just check it out. I mean, it's so sick.
Dude, Ethan Hunt needs to drop Benji and whoever else is on his team and just pick up John Wick and Eve.
Don't drop Benji. You need it in the chair. You need Benji.
I don't know. If you have John Wick and Eve, you don't need anyone else, really.
Dude, they should do a crossover movie like Freddy vs. Jason.
That would be sick.
Or Ethan Hunt versus John Wick.
Oh my god, that would be Benji versus Eve.
Benji is just controlling some helicopter on, like, using AI. It's like shooting 50 caliber rounds at her, and she's scaling buildings. The John Wick versus Ethan Hunt fight, though, would be Ethan Hunt running away from John Wick, just doing insane shit the whole time. But it would be awesome.
Ethan Hunt's doing this, and John Wick is just doing like jujitsu rolls. He's just like on his back, full guard or whatever.
It's like, stop.
Ethan Hunt's already like halfway across the city. Just leave.
Just leave. Just go.
Yeah. I will say,
door.
I love Keanu Reeves a lot, but when I watch these John Wick movies and he has dialogue, I'm like, shh. Just shoot the gun. Just shoot the gun, Keanu.
But I think he's feeding into it. I think he realizes how ridiculous it sounds. He's a good actor in The Matrix, dude.
Oh, I love The Matrix, yeah. Yo, low-key, Animatrix, have you seen that? It's like the second movie that came out, I think, like right after The Matrix, but it's an animated movie, and it's like, it's got 4 parts or something like that within it. It's actually really fucking cool. And it shows like how the robots kind of took over the world and destroyed the human race. It's really, really cool.
I have not seen that. What's it on?
I don't know what I watched it on, but it's called The Animatrix, and it's dope.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Go check out Ballerina from the world of John Wick, and check out Ripe Avocados every Tuesday. We'll be back next week with another one, and until then, peace out.
Deuces.